An auto safety watchdog group claims this morning that 303 people died because General Motors airbags failed to work. It is another major problem for America's biggest automaker. A Senate hearing yesterday focused on faulty switches in several small GM cars. The company recalled 1.6 million vehicles to fix the ignition problem. It admits knowing about the fault as early as 2001. At least 12 deaths are linked to the issue. CBS News analyst Frank Luntz is here. He is an expert in crisis communications. Frank, good morning.
Good morning.
What's the problem for GM here?
Well, first, it's about people, not public relations. And GM needs to remember that because it was all the way back in 2001, I can only imagine what the courtroom scene is going to be like. Did you know about it in 2013, 2012, 2011? And the jurors are listening to this thinking, what took GM so long? There are three critical principles behind effective public relations in this situation. The first is intent. Did they try to do the right thing? It's hard to prove that when it took 13 years. The second is credibility. Do people believe GM's facts? And right now, that's the purpose of the Senate investigation, is to understand whether GM told the truth. And the third, which is where they are doing a good job, is focused on the solution. Did they make the changes they needed to make? And can people feel safe in the cars? The problem is 13 years. I can't get over that.
But Frank, tell me how you think about this. A Hearst executive once told me that in any crisis situation, always tell the truth immediately, because the truth comes out, and when it does, it's always to your disadvantage.
I have one caveat for that, though. A smart lawyer once said, first find out the truth.
First find out the truth.
And then tell that.
And I'm not convinced that they know everything about it, but I'm still watching. And there are a couple parts of the CEO's communication that I want to raise with you. One is that she sent out a letter yesterday, and it began with, "Dear GM employee." Why didn't she say, "Dear GM colleague"?
Does that make a difference?
When you call someone an employee, that's them. When you say a colleague, it's us.
It's us. Okay.
And the second thing is that she's a mom with 2 kids. Her first responsibility isn't as CEO of the company. It's a mom with 2 children. She could personally relate to those people who lost their family members, and she didn't do it.
But nobody ever says that about a man. Nobody ever says, you know, you're a man, you're a dad. What is it? Why do you draw the distinction there?
Because we have, as gender, we have different expectations about people, and I'm most interested because a mom is more afraid for her children when they drive. And I've been reading over the past few days of the people who were killed. A lot of them were kids, 18, 19, 20 years old. And that makes the situation even worse for them. And the other aspect of it that I think is really important is accountability. And there is a line in her letter. We will hold ourselves accountable and improve our processes so our customers do not experience this again. That's critical, but they have to prove it. It's not enough to say it.
All right, the story continues. Thank you, Frank. Good to see you.